This is Radio Azad Hind. The time here is 2 o'clock, and in India, 6:30 in the evening. I am an invention of a time when voice had not begun to ride on airwaves. Wirelessly, in the blink of an eye, I can connect with millions of people. Any society, any country, any culture needs the power of a single thought. This voice becomes even more significant for a country fighting oppression. If this voice finds a platform, it has the power to unite people and to take the form of a movement. At that decisive time, I, Radio Azad Hind, was doing just that.
This is Subhash speaking.
Shh, shh, quiet, quiet. That is Subhash Chandra Bose on the radio.
Where is he speaking from?
In some unknown land far away from here.
Please keep quiet. Let's listen to what he's saying.
Today, we and our country are standing at the crossroads of making world history. My message is for those fellow countrymen who harbor the dream of a free India. I urge you to continue this fight against British oppression till the time our motherland attains freedom from their clutches. Jai Hind.
What ensued in 1939 was perhaps the most heinous war in the history of the world, setting abysmal records in bloodshed and destruction. On one hand, the Indians were relentless in their pursuit of freedom, and on the other, the Viceroy announced that till such time the World War is on, Indians should refrain from any talk demanding freedom. To oppose this vehemently, chieftains of the Congress parties started turning in their resignations. After having left the Congress, Subhash Chandra Bose was busy fortifying his own organization. His views on the matter were very different.
To attain freedom, we will have to take some tough decisions. Non-violence may definitely be a noble and an effective thought. But when it doesn't work, we must look for an alternative. This is a golden opportunity for us. We shall have zero tolerance for British domination. Our motto is all power, the people of this land.
Under the Defence of India rules, Subhash Chandra Bose was arrested and put behind bars, making his fight for freedom very difficult. The British would either lock him up in jail, send him to some faraway land, or put him under a strict and stringent vigil. Despite their best efforts, even behind bars, Subhash Chandra Bose contemplated ways of giving wings to the freedom struggle from abroad.
The time has come when world politics will have to intervene in our fight for freedom. For this, I will have to escape the four walls of this captivity. Now I will begin my fast unto death.
This non-violent weapon proved highly effective in escaping the jail. However, despite being released, there was no compromise in keeping the strictest vigil on him.
A large number of people have been made captive and have taken shelter in Europe. I think we should mobilize them all to wage a war against the British rule.
The night of 17 January 1941, with the help of his nephew, Shishir, Subhash escaped from India in the guise of Muhammad Ziauddin. He looked the part in a sherwani, furry Astrakani cap, and wide-bottomed salwar or pajama. A man named Akbar Shah helped him in reaching Kabul. After that, he had to chalk out his own path in the garb of multiple disguises, using one ploy or the other. Somehow, Subhash Chandra Bose managed to reach Berlin. Such was his struggle for the freedom of his motherland that Subhash Chandra Bose was forced to go miles and miles away from it. 23rd January 1897. The year of the celebrations of Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee was the year that saw the birth of Subhash Chandra Bose at Cuttack in Bengal province. Who knew that this young Subhash would lead from the front in India's fight for freedom from this Victorian rule? His childhood was mired in conflict. A million questions would swirl in his curious mind. At the age of 15, when he learned about the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, they left a deep and lasting impression on him.
Motherland is supreme. We are all brothers, and our liberation depends upon our unity.
After passing his matriculation, Subhash Chandra Bose joined the Presidency College. Its open and liberal environment appealed to him. He was deeply influenced by the thoughts of Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Aurobindo Ghosh. His curious mind was restless, abuzz with several questions, none of them that he could answer. One fine day, he set off to look for a mentor. He traveled to holy shrines, ashrams, and met many saints and hermits. When his mind was more at peace, he decided to return home. He couldn't find a guru, but his doubts were greatly alleviated. When the thoughts of his beloved motherland and its freedom started filling his mind, his father announced, "Subhash, you must go to Cambridge and sit for the Indian Civil Service exam." That put young Subhash in a dilemma. But he could not say no to his father and set off for England. On the ship, he kept staring at his motherland longingly. Though the academic session at Cambridge was already on, Subhash was admitted midway. He toiled day and night and cleared the Indian Civil Service exam. This led to another dilemma.
Should I listen to what my mind says? Or do I walk the path my father wants me to? My motherland needs me. I must go. People will think I'm insane. Let them. Because I must rise up to the cause to free my motherland.
After tendering his resignation from the civil services and having met Gandhiji, he set out and got to know Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das. In the very first meeting, Subhash was convinced he had found his mentor and guide. He became his compatriot and marched into the freedom movement. Let me share an interesting anecdote from the initial days of the freedom movement. There was immense resistance to the Prince of Wales tour of India. Netaji also opposed it vehemently. People were being put behind bars. There was news that Deshbandhu's wife, Vasanti Devi, had been imprisoned. Subhash immediately reached Deshbandhuji to convey his solidarity. More than being upset with Vasantiji's imprisonment, he was angry that he had not been put in jail. He did not have to wait for long. Soon enough, Netaji and Deshbandhu were both locked up in Alipur Central Jail. From then on, till the time they remained in India, one or the other jail was their home. Torchbearers who blaze new routes do so by taking the road less traveled. They have no fear of going against the tide. That is how new identities are formed. A change in the language leads to a cultural shift, and that of attire leads to a whole new identity. Under the British rule, the traditional Indian attire was frowned on. To counter this, Subhash changed the Calcutta Corporation employees' uniform to khadi and named Calcutta's roads after eminent Indian luminaries. All this led to huge popularity amongst his followers. This could not be tolerated by the ones who ruled. Under a flimsy accusation of political conspiracy, they had Netaji arrested and put behind bars in Mandalay jail. This was a matter of great pride for him.
This is the very jail that was home to freedom fighters like Lokmanya Tilak and Lala Lajpat Rai. Mandalay to me is not a jail, but a shrine, and I am on a pilgrimage.
Mandalay was less of a jail and more of a torture cell. It was a wooded abode. As soon as the rain struck, all the water would flood it. One wouldn't know where to sit or what to do. Subhash battled pneumonia and deteriorating health with a brave face. Finally, after 3 years, he stepped out as a confident leader. India's youth looked up to him with admiration. His presence infused new energy in them. While Gandhiji was sitting in isolation and reflecting, Subhash was actively leading the freedom struggle from the front. He got all the mill workers to join hands and opposed the Simon Commission. He led mass movements to boycott goods of foreign origin. All this made him immensely popular among the labor and the youth. Subhash may have solved the dilemma with his father, but when it came to the freedom struggle, the one on the other side was none other than the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. On the banks of the river Beas, with the Indian flag atop, Gandhiji proposed complete independence for India. Subhash stood up to this.
You are not ready for complete disobedience. Mere boycott of councils shall achieve nothing. I believe all or nothing. In my opinion, till Dalits, the labor class, and all the marginalized do not join hands, all efforts of civil disobedience shall be in vain.
Even though Gandhiji's proposal of civil disobedience was accepted, the battle lines of their difference of opinion had been drawn. Subhash was arrested, and though released a year later, he was put behind bars yet again. His health started deteriorating at an alarming rate while in Sivni jail in Madhya Pradesh. Instead of being released, he was sent off to recuperate in Vienna. It was bizarre. Subhash's presence in India sent shivers down the spines of the rulers. In the year 1938, while he was in England, he heard that he had been chosen as chief of the Congress Party. Brimming with new ideas and dreams for a bright future, he announced in the session at Haripur